From retail to automotive to cafes and bars, we spend an awful lot of time thinking about the economy from the perspective of sectors. Even in the industrial strategy, it talks about 8 sectors that it thinks are going to drive the economy. But is this really helpful? Well, from the industrial strategy perspective, narrowing down to some degree the sectors that you're looking at probably is a good thing. It's certainly the case that AI, for example, is going to have a bigger impact on UK productivity than what restaurants are, for example. But when we start to go down further, and the industrial strategy does this by naming 8 separate sector plans for each of the sectors that they pull out, things start to get a bit more blurred. Because if you look at a company like life sciences, for example, you'll find that, yes, it will do life sciences, but it probably also does AI, and it probably also does something else as well. And in the modern economy, we have this blurring of what a sector means, not just between companies, but even within companies. And it's for that reason that being over-specific when we try to define sectors is probably becoming less and less relevant. What we really want to be doing when we're looking at the very frontier of the economy is trying to think of the frontier as a whole. And it matters less what's going on within the frontier and whether one company operates in one sector or another. What's more important is the UK growing its frontier? And is it doing everything it can to make sure these frontier companies, ones that exist today, ones that might exist tomorrow or might exist in 5 years' time, are able to set up in the UK and grow in the UK and ultimately drive prosperity? That has quite big implications for how we try and measure the industrial strategy and certainly try and understand what impacts it has on this economy. And that's why we at Data City are convening a working group to understand what definition we should be using when we're thinking about sectors, when we're looking at industrial strategy. And we shall report back soon in what terms of what that group says.